So I'd like to welcome everyone to this breakout session. Today we have Anne Ireland, who is going to be presenting about Create Through My Life. So with that, Anne, I turn it over to you.
Thank you, George, and thank you everyone for joining me. I'm going to be talking about roles in life and how I created my business out of my life. My name is Anne Ireland. I have a partner, Keith. We have a son, an 8-year-old son. And we have 4 dogs and 2 birds for now. And that can change at any time because we all like our animals. A little of my background is I grew up in Nebraska in a small town. And when I was born 52 years ago, I don't think a lot of people knew the word cerebral palsy. They did not hardly know the word disability. In fact, I don't think they knew the word at all, because when my family would describe my disability, they would always say like, and it crippled, and it this, and that. And I always grew up thinking I had a problem with what my disability, and I always wanted to have a partner and have children. I always thought that was my life. And later on in my life, I wanted to have a career, and I wanted to have an education, not right away, because I got tired of going to school. I was a typical kid. I didn't like all of this learning stuff. But when I grew older, I found out that education was very important to me. And it is very, very important. But when I decided that my education was very important to me, nobody else in my life decided. Sorry, I have people coming in and out. When I decided my education was important to me, nobody outside it was important. That like my family didn't, they were just putting me in school because they either thought, well, this might help, tremendously. So we don't have to worry about it. Or they thought, well, we gotta put her in school in the law. And then my teachers whatnot didn't think educating and was important because what will Anne do with her education? And they were just doing their jobs, trying to give me enough credit so I would graduate and go away. And I always tried to say to my family and teachers, I need to learn this, or I need to learn that. I need a whole education. And for example, I was in special ed doing nothing. And they decided that I could go to regular science class. So I did. And everybody knew I couldn't write notes or anything. I need support. I need someone to go with me to write my notes for me. And they got a person, they got a teacher aide to do that for me. And he didn't want to do it for me. So they pulled me out of the science class because the teacher's aide said, I don't want to take notes. So that didn't work. And when I got out of high school, I didn't graduate. I didn't graduate till 30 or 40 years later. The staff at the school either lied to my parents and me, or they all lied to me because I was under the impression that I did graduate. And they told my parents I had enough credit to graduate. I did tell my parents, I said, I don't have enough credit to graduate. And they insisted that I did have enough credit to graduate. So I was always a self-advocate. I just didn't know I was. And I would think out for myself. But when my family or someone would tell me, no, you're wrong, it's okay, I would back off. Or I would get mad and angry, and that did not help because nobody did listen when I got angry and mad because no one taught me how to get angry, mad in a healthy way. I got angry in a very unhealthy way, and they thought that was an problem. I learned later that it was all of our problem because they didn't know how to get angry in a healthy way either. they just, it was safe to blame us, so they did. I mean, they blamed other people, but, and that's when I learned that it's all about me. And what I do with my life is okay. The way I do it, I had to tweak it a little and learn a different way of doing it. But if I got angry, I got angry. If I was sad, I was sad. If I was happy, I was happy. If I was go lucky, I was go lucky. And I like to do everything. My son is in Scouts, and that's free. They needed a new Scout master, and they've been asking for several months, and I just said, okay, I can do this. And that, yeah, I'm just thrilled to do that because I always wanted to be a teacher. Nobody would support me to be a teacher. I wanted to be a special ed teacher. And now I get the privilege to show. Right now we have 7 Scouts, and I hope to get more Scouts, but the 7 Scouts we do have mean a lot to me because I get to teach you not only all about scouting, but I get to teach you how to be good advocates and good people. I get to teach them the way they need to learn. And that's very important to me, to learn how to teach other people. In this case, how to learn, how to teach the Scouts. And I get to plan what we do, and I ask the Scouts what they would like to do throughout the year, and we do vote on it. I tell them in order to do whatever they choose to do, they need to support it and support each other to do the activities. And that's somewhat how I run my business. I make plans for people so they can work on the goals and themselves. I create the plan for them or with them. And if they don't like the plan, I rewrite it. And when they say to themselves and to me, okay, I can work with this plan, then they decide to work with them on their plan. It could be me, myself, or hopefully someday one of my staff people, or they can choose to bring out, or they can say, nope, I got the plan. I can do this plan by myself. But all these things, me being a partner and a mother and a business owner and a scoutmaster and whatever, all my family and some of my friends said, you can't do this. You really can't do this. And I would get upset. I would laugh out. And my self-confidence went down. And I didn't meet my partner till I was 38 years old. And, I thought, well, maybe I'm not meant to have a partner. Maybe I'm not meant to have children. Maybe my family or whoever was right, maybe I can't do this. But some things can be going. And like they said in the last session, which was marvelous. If you talk about it and make someone hear you, then you can work on it. And I guess I didn't. I didn't always know I was doing it. But I can't shut up. So I guess when I talk, I'm doing my work. I had a lot of definitions for disabilities. So I couldn't, bear with me, please, because I haven't done a lot of presentation, and technology is not my forte at all. So I'm sorry. Again. I heard a lot of definitions of disability. And I'm not knocking. I'm not knocking anybody's definition, because if you have a definition, that's great. That's your definition. When you can change a definition, and that means you're growing. That doesn't mean it's wrong or right. And I believe that you're growing if or when you change definition. But this is my definition of disability. A disability is a different way of doing an ability. The reason, thank you for your smile face. I like it. But the reason I thought of this is I have to think of ways to do stuff, whether it's physically, mentally, or I voice it out to be done. Because I'm in charge of me only. I mean, I have a child, human child, I need to teach him to make decisions for himself, and I do. And as a mommy, and when he's 8 years old, I have to step in and make some of the decisions for him, because he's 8 years old. He's not capable of making all decisions because of his age. That's all. Because of his age. So I do that. But when I can't do something, I gotta figure out how to do it. And I might figure it out physically how to get something off the shelf, or I might merely have to figure out how to get it off the shelf, or I might have to ask for some assistance to get it off the shelf. So with me, it's all abilities that I have to make myself do. And if I can't do it with one ability, I have to find another ability to do it. Here in Southwest Nebraska is again all over Nebraska, finding support is not as great as it should be. I'm in a pro. I'm on medicated Medicare, which I'm not saying that bad, but the way medicated Medicare is, way people look at it is bad. And the way I think the way people look at it as bad, that people should realize what it could be. I do. I know that we could have better care, and we deserve better care. And I don't have good care right now because nobody is listening or has asked for better care. the way I'm on the waiver, Nebraska waiver right now, and the way it is explained to me is when I hire an independent provider, they have to teach me how to do what I need done. Well, that doesn't work for my disability. My disability is cerebral palsy. My cerebral palsy is all physical. I know how to do stuff. I know how to do my dishes. Nobody has to teach me how to do my dishes. I just can't do it because I don't have the support. I don't have an accessible sink so I can do myself. I don't have an accessible house so I can do myself. I don't have a job so I can pay someone to do my dishes. So yes, I'm supposed to have help, and I have a service coordinator, but they think their hands are tied, and I don't. If I had a job where I thought my hands were tied, like I think they think their hands are tied, I would just perish. I would either quit in the first 5 seconds, or they would fire me in the first 5 minutes or 5 seconds, because I wouldn't stand for it. When I go to a person and they tell me what they need done, I do it. And I don't say, well, I can't do that. That's not why I'm here. I do it anyway. Or I get someone else that can do it to do it for them or with them. I don't treat people the way some people treat me, because I'm not that kind of a person. So anyway, that's my story. I hope I gave you something to take with you that will support you or someone else my family and I thank you. If there's any questions, you can ask them now. Tell me whatever you need. You want to tell me. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Anne, for that great information and story about your life. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to unmute yourself if you want and go ahead and ask your question, or you can type it in the chat and I will be happy to read your question. I see Pavlina, you have your hand up. Go ahead.
Yes, so I'm sorry, and what did you say?
I said, hi, how are you?
I'm doing good, Miss Anne. So I love how you speak very confidently about your life. So I heard that you don't have support. How can you find support even though I'm like you? Because I feel like I'm the same way. I have disability. I also have Down syndrome. But how do you advocate for your life to have support?
Well, right now, my partner is my support. He does all my needs for me. But I need other support to help my partner support me, because my cerebral palsy doesn't work as I age, and I just need more support. And the way I advocate for that, I tell people my story. I write letters to Congress. I'm not good at that, but I do my best. And I did tell my story with everybody who will listen. And not everybody will listen, but I will if someone tells me. So thank you.
You're welcome. Because it was hard for me to follow what you were speaking, but also confidently that I want you to finish. So I was like thinking, okay, what else do you do for advocating? Like if you were a teacher, or what do you do as an athlete? Because you actually are very graceful and wise when you speak.
Well, if I was a teacher, I would like to teach my students the way they need to be taught. That requires me to learn lessons, watch how they are, because everybody's different and they learn different ways. And like with the couch, I know with the 7 we have now, I know their strengths and weaknesses. And I build on their strengths. Like if they're a good helper, I have them help a lot. If they don't like to, if they're scared to help, I have them sit closer to me so I can help them to be okay helping others. And when in the last session, they said, celebrate your victories. I have them celebrate their victory during it. When the count meeting is over, I want to always take every count aside or in a group, but I call them out by themselves and I say to them, what did you like about this meeting? And then I say, what did you not like about this meeting? And whatever they say, they can say anything they want, but whatever they do say, I try to work with them on that.
That's very good.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Does anybody else have any questions or comments?
Well, Mr. George, I was surprised that there was less people who came into this group. So I did enjoy listening to her, and it was hard for me to follow, but I think I got the gist what she's saying.
Well, I'm glad that you attended this one, and it's been a great presentation.
Me too. It's a cute George.
All right.